Hello, hello, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the reveal of Battlefield 2042 and its Portal mode as well. This game, like probably a bunch of people, but this game, me and my boy here, we've been wanting and hoping that they would finally come out with a newer Battlefield and a futuristic, or at least today, version of Battlefield. It was finally great to see that they finally answered their fans. This game, it looks from gameplay reveal.
Did we ask for any more than what we got?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
from the gameplay reveal and the Portal reveal, this game looks like it's going to be fantastic. It's going to have a lot of features. Um, the the gun settings, the being able to adjust your gun in a match, not having to wait till you're out of a match.
Why changes while you're in the
Fly!
middle of
Oh
a
my
game?
god, that's incredible. That's an incredible feature. Um, the being able to have a suit, a jumpsuit where you jump off the building and you're automatically flying in your suit. The uh, the new aspects that looks like they're going to be added to this game. They showed a robot dog and a little robot tank and a gun. The gun that looks like you can shoot into a vehicle or a helicopter, and it's like a signal tracker for incoming rockets to hit the track and help rockets track the target, which is that's incredible. Um, how many game modes you're gonna have in this game? It's still yet to be seen. This game is coming out in November. Hopefully, we won't have any delays. Um, we've seen
No, October. Game comes out in October. On October 21st.
yeah, October 22nd. My mistake. I was a month late. Yeah, it comes out October 22nd. Well, hopefully we won't have any delays. Hopefully there's no pushes. We're hoping that this game does come out this year. If they do push it, hopefully it's just maybe a month. Hopefully it comes out the next month, if that. Um, this game is definitely going to be a game to buy. This game looks so much fun. Just the aspects alone, the customizations alone for what we've seen.
Well, we've only seen in game. We haven't seen the level of customizations in the menus that you could do with your characters, with your guns. We haven't seen all that yet. They haven't shown us any of that yet. We don't even know how far the customizations
That
go.
is very true. So far,
Especially now that they're going with more of a live servicey feel, adding a battle pass, like a true premium battle pass. Like these battle passes are going to probably have customizations for your guns to have like certain looks. Um, they're going to have probably characters that are going to come out through the battle pass, kind of similar to COD. Like it's going to be insane how far they can take this
and again,
and run with it.
also depend. Still, something we haven't seen yet is if they're gonna actually have specific characters or it's just gonna be random.
Well, no, it's still going to be specified based on class. They're going
Well,
to keep the class
I mean on
set
class,
up.
but I'm talking about
But
like it's gonna be special characters like they had in like the previous Battlefield. They had like
in Battlefield 5, where they had like special characters that were based on the time frame, like they had like captains and generals from the Nazi army, and then they
yeah,
had like captains and generals from for the Allies side. Yeah, they probably will. but we'll see how far that really digs deep because we don't really know too much. We only know what they've shown. There's a rumored beta for us coming out
Sometime in September.
in September. So I think we'll get a better image of what we're looking at for the final release in September. We'll have like an idea, but I don't think we're quite yet there yet to determine how much of this is like 100% going to be in the game, how much um, how much of this that we've been shown is going to be like really useful or helpful for us in the game, or how much of these like elements are going to stay in the game, like the on the fly changes, like with scopes and attachments and stuff like that. We don't know how much of that is actually going to remain in the game, but we can say that from what we've seen so far, that this is exactly what a first person shooter should be. How it plays out in the game and how it feels and how it like actually dictates for the fans in the game is a whole nother thing, dude. We could literally have the best experience possible with this game, and we still don't even like know. We'll know once this game
Oh yeah.
comes out on beta, and then when the final game releases, it's gonna literally blow up, dude. I'm willing to bet you this game is probably going to outsell COD. I think it will outsell because of the like how much detail they put into this game. Wingsuits, parachutes, on the flight changes with weaponry attachments. Um, they still kept signature till this day. Most people didn't even catch this. The dog tags still will remain in the game. So when you do like a stealth attack on someone, you take their dog tags. That is a signature Battlefield thing that you won't see that in any other game. That's a signature thing. And then they did like this little blooper, which has no relevance to it, to Bad Company. When they killed someone in the reveal, they showed a Bad Company smiley face pull tag on the grenade. Most people didn't even see how they gave a tribute to Bad Company. That was a tribute. That's actually on an image for the box image for Bad Company 1. If you
Sure.
actually look at the box image, it's actually a pull the on the pull tag for the grenade. Most people didn't even catch that. It's like they just tributed to literally one of the two greatest Battlefields ever to release in any period of time. There's like so much to look forward to with this game if it's executed correctly, that could give Battlefield the edge in the first person shooter genre if they can literally just make sure that this game comes out perfect and flawlessly.
the maps look like
It's great that they pulled a lot of these teams out from other projects. Like they took Centurion is one of the companies from Need for Speed, and they applied them to helping out, which is going to help with movement speed for vehicles, which Battlefield never had good movement speed with vehicles. Let's just be honest. Like movement in general with vehicles seemed so like awkward in any Battlefield. You go back to like Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5 or even Battlefield 4, the way the movement was with the vehicles, like riding over a rock felt like you were just riding on a normal road. And like the Need for Speed team is gonna probably helped out a lot with this. I'm hoping that when you actually are in these vehicles, they feel more real when you're riding over rocks, when you're like going through dips and stuff like that. It actually doesn't feel like you're, or like it doesn't feel like edgy. It kind of will have like more of a real feel, like you're in a tank or you're in a helicopter, or you're in a jet. It's gonna feel like you're actually in those vehicles, and they're gonna get that sense of like when you're in the jet, it's probably gonna give that sense of speed, like you're just getting pulled back and it's just going lightning speed. So we're going to get a lot of what we're looking for when this game comes out for beta, and then we're going to really feel everything that's ever been applied to this game day of release. I'm hoping to God that the on the fly attachment stays, because I could see that being an issue, but in the same sense, I can also see it being really useful in cases where like you're going into a building and you're going to go sneak with your squad into a building to capture, let's just say, one of the points in conquest. Throw on your attachment, like your silencer, throw on a red dot, and then throw on like your like a different butt. Walk in there and just mow the teams down that are in there trying to guard one of the capture points. I can see that being so useful, because before it was like if you had a certain selected gear setup, let's just say, let's go back to Battlefield 5. There was no on the fly. So like if you had a certain gear setup, a certain set of way, and you're trying to capture gear a point, and you're trying to go from being aggressive to stealth, you couldn't do that. That wasn't readily available to you. So the next time you die is the time that you're able to make those changes. So like you either are full aggressive or you're full stealth. So there wasn't a sense of balance in that way where you could go like, okay, I could be this and this now at any point within the match. But here's the other thing. What if those are just generic? What if what we're seeing is just a small portion of it? But what if the on the fly ones are just generic ones, but like they kind of have that COD sense of feel? Like there's different silencers, but the only ones that you have readily available to you are the generic one and the on the fly.
It's
But
definitely
in your
possible.
customization at a match, but your customization at a match actually has like different attachments that are beneficial or could hurt your range, your damage, your accuracy, like depending or benefit certain categories.
Or it
Like
could
we don't
be
know what we haven't seen yet.
or it could be that before you enter the match you can set like
Or you could actually select those on the flies from your menu
that's what I was getting
before
that
you go into a
that's what I
match.
was getting to.
That could be really good.
That's what I was getting to.
That could be really fucking good.
That's what I was getting to. That was what I was getting to. That they possibly could have that ready for in the menu. Select exactly what you want on the
That would
fly.
probably be dude. That would be the low blow to COD. That would be the low blow to COD, because
Yeah,
COD would not be able to make something like that,
being able to
because people in COD will start complaining
being able to set up
that they don't have this ability.
being able to set up your customizations so you have them edited before you enter a match, so you can switch up in match.
And then you can go into that match with those pre-selected ones and just on the fly attach them for different scenarios.
Like if you
So
have
if
like if
you're
you
in a
have a assault
situation where like there's like
rifle, you
60
could
people,
if you want to do distance, you could like have you want distance and you want stealth or close up, you could have like the great silencer you want and the long a different barrel on the end, or you could have like a larger magazine, or you could have like a quicker magazine, or you could have the nice butt, or a smaller butt for quicker handling. The scope could be
you know
thermal.
what they didn't show, but I'm hoping stayed in the game is fortification.
Mm.
Fortification for bases in Conquest. You know how like in Conquest and Battlefield 5, you can just pull out the fortification mode and you can like build you can build like sand what do they call it, sandbag walls. You can also build like the big metal like X's that they used in World War II to stop tanks going through. Like I'm wondering how far this goes in the in-game, how much of the elements they kept from prior battlefields and applied it in 2042.
I hate it when people use uh what's the grenade the grenade things as you see people building up their things and you shoot at it just to destroy your fucking your damn
Like
sandcastle.
sandbag walls.
Yeah, man. Well, I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
the
really?
sandbag walls.
Like, dude, really, man? See me put all this time
Or
in.
like you just built it and the opposite team just like has a tank and they shoot your sandbag walls down. Like I'm hoping like the fortification part stayed. They and added a bunch of these new features, it's going to be so cool once this game drops to see how much they retained and how much they added to this franchise to make it like the most popular Battlefield of all time. Because like Battlefield 5, the population like was high day one, and like now it's like you got to wait like almost like 15-20 minutes for a match. Now it's kind of high because everyone's kind of back. They want to get used to the mechanics again. They want to get used to the way it plays, how the recoil works, which I don't think is gonna. To be honest, which I don't think is going to be remotely the same to Battlefield 5 because you're talking about two different eras of weapons. You're talking about World War II weapons.
Also,
you're talking about weapons that are supposed to be the most advanced.
And also the same thing, as well as newer consoles as well. It's going to come on the PS5, which has the adaptive triggers as well. So
I'm curious with the PS5 if those adaptive triggers will be used
like a COD
at all.
Like COD has the ability with the
adaptive trigger ability, which I don't have mine turned on because it totally doesn't help. It's cool to do it like, to kind of like, oh, adaptive triggers, you can actually feel the every bullet being shot. Like that's cool. But to be honest, like I like I'll try it out for a match if it's there or two, and then I'm gonna turn it off because it doesn't really help with matches because that could also restrict your ability to get that shot off first, which matters a lot in first-person shooters, especially if you're trying to get good at them.
But from what we've seen so far in the gameplay reveal, the maps are gonna looks like they're gonna be about big like they usually are in Battlefield. The
people that are kind of unfortunate in this circumstance that do not have next gen consoles is they're not getting the full level of the experience because they're not getting the 128 player maps. They're getting 64 players on the same maps. We're getting double that on those same maps, which means it's going to be a lot more chaotic. You're going to have a lot more people to go after. You have a lot more people shooting at you in most circumstances. Because in I don't know if you noticed, but like in Battlefield 5 with 64 players, there's some dry moments where you may not see someone for like maybe a good minute.
Well, yeah, because everyone starts to like hide out for a minute to try and get like the sense of get the feel of the area, like where's everyone at. So it's almost
they're trying to get a lay of the land, trying to see if someone will poke out first, so that way they can get that quick snipe or that quick shot. So that way they can get a quick kill.
All of a sudden, it gets really quiet. There's like you don't hear anything, no grenades, no nothing. Everyone gets quiet because everyone's trying to get get the sense of the feel of the room. So everyone's like all of a sudden looking through windows or peeking around outside the walls or peeking over like a little cliff and trying to see. And so you like when you start looking out the window, you see all these people just like looking around, and it gets really quiet really fast. And all of a sudden, like first couple of kills, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose, and there's grenades, explosions, shots being fired everywhere, and all of a sudden like another moment comes around and everything like gets quiet for a second. Like all of a sudden everyone's like resetting, and then everyone's going back to like inside or behind walls and like waiting for someone to make like the first move before all of a sudden everything breaks hell again. So it'll be interesting how it would be in Battlefield 2042. But the maps look great, very futuristic, very modernized.
The nice part is a lot of the favorite maps for a lot of people who've been playing Battlefield a long time. A lot of these favorite maps will be returning. They've already announced this. It's gonna be really, really, really cool to see what.
Thanks to the portal mode, yeah, you'll be able to play like maps from Battlefield.
No,
2.
even in normal, there's gonna be a couple maps in there that are returning from prior Battlefields. Portal is gonna be the same maps, but more customizable style matches. They're gonna have like you're gonna be able to do matches where it's like 5 people from 2042 going against 40 people from World War II in a match.
And you can make it a knife match where everyone's just running knives. It'd be insane. Just everyone just like pulls out their knives and like, okay, let's go, and it's like a hand-to-hand combat situation. Um, the add-in that I saw, on which you really haven't put much explanation to, is the hurricane tornado in the map that when you're playing. They haven't gone into specific of why it's there and what is its main
Why it
purpose.
exists where it exists.
Yeah, what's the purpose of it? Is it get bigger throughout the match and consume the whole map, or is it just move around the map and it's just part of like that? Like,
Or is this something that's not involved in the conquest mode and is only involved maybe in the battle royale that's going to be coming?
that's a thing as well. Maybe we can consider it as well.
It could be in the battle royale.
So there's a lot of questions that still need answers, and we probably get some more answers, or at least maybe a little more clarification when the beta comes out. As long as when we get a specific date for it. So far, we know it's the month of September. I don't like, barring any delays.
Which we will have a follow-up video for the beta and our reactions to the beta. So if you're watching this channel and you're keeping an eye out for these videos, we will drop a follow-up video for beta, and we also will drop a follow-up beta after beta for the official release of our reactions to the official release and how much has actually changed.
Yeah, that definitely is coming, because this is definitely a game that we are keeping our eyes really, really peeled on.
And we want to make sure people are well informed.
And so, yeah, this game, from what we've seen so far, there's a lot of questions that are unanswered. Depending on when the beta comes out, so far we know it's in September, barring any delays or pushes. So far, there's no specific date, so hopefully there's no delays or pushes causing a delay in the beta or delay in the game.
Well, I don't see the beta could be pushed, but not pushed too far. I think the beta at minimum will probably be pushed to maybe the first week of October. If the game is going to come out for sure on the 22nd of October.
Yeah,
So we should
the
most
one
likely
thing.
get this beta. I think we'll get, if we, my for sure, what I'm going to go in all in on is I think this beta is coming out maybe the third week of September. So a month before release.
I'm hoping we. Oh,
I think
I'm
it'll be the third week.
Hoping the closer we get to September, I'm hoping we finally come out with an actual date in September for the beta. I'm afraid if we get into September,
The only thing that kind of like really sucks though about the beta is I think the beta will probably be like a 1 week beta, and then we won't see the game for a month. They don't do what COD does for PlayStation players, where like you'll get the beta for like almost a month. So like the first alpha will come out, and the alpha will be like a week, and then they'll shut it down. Not even a week, like probably 5 days. Usually the alpha is, and then they'll get an alpha 2 the next week for like 5 days, and then they'll get the beta, which the beta is going to then therefore be on everything, and then you'll play the beta for like about a week, and then you won't see the game for like a month. I hope it's not just that 1 week. Here's the beta. Here's a taste of the game, and then in a month you'll see this game.
I'm hoping that we're close. Hopefully, I'm hoping like the last week of August, or maybe even sooner than that, we get a specific date in September. Because if we get the closer we get to September, and if we get into September and they still haven't come out with a specific date, it can get worrisome that they may push, or we may see the game either coming out in November, or they may push it till next year. So I'm hoping we don't see a push. I'm really, really holding out for it to stay on the date that it's releasing in October, and then we get the beta in September. I think this is definitely a very high anticipated game.
I would say it's more likely it's going to come out in October, but there's a small part of me that's like, well, Okay, so the reason why I say it's likely is because we've seen so much of this game. Like compared to like other games that like most people say like, oh, we've seen so much. This game we've seen a lot of the game. Like we've seen quite a couple of the maps. We've seen actual gunplay. We've seen like gameplay with vehicles. We've seen a lot, like a lot of the stuff within the game. Um, a new mode called Portal. We've seen that. Like they showed us a lot, so it's kind of hard to believe that this game would not come out in the expected on the date that we received. But I don't think it's gonna get delayed. But there's a small part of me that's like they'll probably delay it because nowadays it seems like more games are getting delayed because of what we've experienced in prior past with Cyberpunk. Like people don't want a game that is consistently crashing, has bugs of people. Like let's just say there's a bug where people are walking through tanks and not getting ran over and died. They can just like walk through a tank. Like something tells me that like if we there's like that small part of me is like we'll kind of get a I think we're going to get a delay. But EA is really determined to get this game out this year. That's why they delayed all their other projects and put a bunch of different teams on this to get this out this year. So I'm kind of at this point where like 90% of myself is like this game is coming out October 22nd. And then I have like a 10% like it could get delayed. I would say no more than a month, maybe two.
I am. I'm
I
at.
think I think
I'm.
we're I think we'll get it.
I'm at like maybe like 75% sure that the game might come out, and I'm like the 25% is like I'm expecting a delay. It's just like you've seen so many of the games that were expected to come out this year being pushed till next year, and some of these games were
Yeah, but
anticipated.
some of those games we had barely anything on. Like barely anything. Like for instance, Horizon Forbidden West. That delay was inevitable because we didn't really see much. We saw a cinematic trailer. This game had a cinematic trailer. A month later, we got gameplay. That's the difference,
But
though.
if anything, I could see this being pushed a month at least. So if it does happen, I could see it coming out in November at latest. It would be a,
But I don't think they want to do that because, like, if COD does drop in November, then they have to compete. If they put it in October, they don't have to worry about competing. They also have to worry about Halo because they don't know the actual release date of Halo. Then they have to compete against that. And remember, you're going against a free to play game at a $60 price tag. And that's just for entry.
yeah,
So
yeah. I get what
they have to
I
put
get what
themselves.
I get what you're saying. I mean,
I think that's why they're determined on that October 22nd release date compared to other games. Because, like, Halo's free to play. Halo's multiplayer will be free to play. How can you compete against that? You don't want your player concurrent player count to be low because you're going against a free to play game in October. They'd rather get the daily concurrent player levels high in the first couple, maybe 3 weeks before Halo comes, 4 weeks before Halo comes. They want that player count high, so that way when Halo comes in, they'll survive through the free phase of Halo, and people from the Halo will end up coming back. I think their main worry though is COD because COD can come up with anything in the world now at this point because we haven't seen anything, we haven't heard anything about the new COD for which which surprises most people. Most often than not, we know about the new COD by like March, the year up.
mm,
We haven't heard anything from them for months.
yeah, COD's been a little bit in the shadows this
They've been
year.
radio silence. So at this point, Battlefield's looking more and more likely to happen in October 22nd because they want that daily concurrent player count. Because more people's eyes will be on the game than on like for instance, normal people would be just sitting there watching COD pro players playing COD. those people are going to transition over to Battlefield when Battlefield drops, and it's going to give a lot of eyes to Battlefield. You have to think about it from the marketing standpoint. It doesn't make sense for them to drop in November because of that. If
I
anything,
know.
December would probably be the better month.
I get what you're saying from the market standpoint, but I just it's just seeing we're seeing trends of a lot of games this year getting pushed, and yeah,
Yeah, but
but
you
Battlefield has been seeing a lot. You know, they have put out a lot of things for Battlefield. It's just a worrisome trend of seeing video games right now being pushed. That it kind of gives you
yeah, but
worry.
a lot of the ones that you were worried about are games that we had nothing, like nothing.
I know,
Like
but it's
like people
still.
saying God of War was going to come out in 2021. My rear end. We didn't even get gameplay. We hadn't even gotten a cinematic trailer, and it was supposed to come out this year. No, Horizon
Well,
Forbidden West. For Horizon Forbidden West, we got literally a cinematic trailer, and that's all we received. Breath of the Wild 2, whatever they're planning on calling it, but this is what everyone's speculating it's being called. We got a cinematic trailer, first time we've ever heard about it. They never announced a 2021 release date, but they said what their aiming target is 2022, which I'm going to go out on a limb and say this game is coming out in 2023 because if you're aiming for 2022, it means you're most likely not going to have the game in 2022.
well, I'm getting what you're saying.
Um,
It's just the
most of the games that you're bringing up as that feel are most of the games that we had nothing on. That
I
everyone
well
was like,
yeah, but
we had
but
we had speculated this date,
but I know.
but
But the thing
they're
is, what the
like
thing that's
Halo. The first time we saw anything was literally the this weekend, which was the weekend of August 1st. So we have not seen or felt anything from Halo till now, and it's just literally a tech demo for you to go against bots in a multiplayer setting. So this is the first time people are seeing. Their eyes are all over this. Most streamers have gameplay of this already, showing them playing against bots, which I've personally seen video footage of. Like most of these games that you're bringing up don't have anything,
well,
and that's why
I
I'm
get
saying
I know I get that.
that's why I'm at the 99. That's why I'm at the 90% mark because we've seen stuff already. If
Well,
the beta drops 100%, if beta drops 100% within September, the game is coming out in October.
well, yeah. Barring anything that they find in the beta that causes a delay, hopefully not. But yeah,
I I doubt it if unless it's that severe.
I was saying it needs to be.
Unless it's that
If the
severe. And
beta can,
it would have to be something like their servers could not keep up with the amount of people online. That would be like the only reason why it would get delayed.
but the, oh
A
no,
game breaking bug could be fixed in like a week.
no, no, that no, just not just just trends of games, but a lot of these companies I've seen what happened with Cyberpunk when it first dropped as well, and had all the issues they had just to drop it because
Okay, but you're talking about a game that took 8 years to develop.
yes, I know, but who knows how long
Battlefield doesn't take 8 years
I
because
know,
they're literally building off the same engine.
I know, but
It's a totally different
I know,
thing.
but they doesn't mean you don't have the same worry about having a release and having having not a bunch of bugs like Cyberpunk did, but some bugs that may hinder gameplay or may hinder players that want to play the game because it's a certain bug that's bothersome. So I could see why a lot of companies are a little hesitant of releasing games right now and pushing games and delaying games. Even though we've seen a lot of Battlefield, more than any other game so far that has been pushed, there is that worry about a cyberpunk issue that they're trying to avoid. And probably that's why we haven't seen a specific release date in September yet. And it's worrisome to see if they may actually push Battlefield. It's possible there may not be a push. It's possible.
Like I said, there's only a small portion of me that believes that will happen.
So it could be we don't know right now so far. We're in the beginnings of August right now. So
We're a month, maybe a month and a half away from beta.
so the
And
closer we get to September, the hopefully more information we get about the beta. Hopefully we do get a specific date, and I will.
But I think we're more likely to get, to be honest, and I don't care what anyone says in the comments on this one, is I think we're more likely to receive the beta and Battlefield 2042 this year than we are COD. Because we
COD,
have actual information, we have
We have
video.
not seen anything. So far we know is the name, which was, I think was COD Vanguard,
which which may only be a code name.
which I
Which
hear.
may only
I've been
be a code name.
hearing rumors about COD, and supposedly they're the project they're working on for COD is supposed to be a humongous project for COD. So they're like putting together.
No, it's only just a World War II game, which is going to apparently have is going to have the most integration to Warzone than any other game before it.
No, I know. Not talking about that. I'm talking about
There's not really that much that they're working on because they haven't shown anything.
no. There's
And the
another
project ain't that
project.
big.
There's another project of COD that they're working on that I've seen pop up here and there online. It's like a COD that they're trying. It's like a hybrid COD, Call of Duty game that they're planning to drop. I think next year or maybe the year after, that they're working on right now, where it's like a combination of a bunch of CODs together, different aspects or different COD games that you're trying to mend together to make a hybrid COD game. And I've seen a lot of this pop up online, and it's intriguing to see what they're planning to do. I don't know. They haven't really
Well,
nothing.
everything is speculation until the developers actually come out with information. So nothing really matters. That's why I don't really want to like talk about speculation because speculation means nothing.
But I mean, it'd be
At
interesting
the
to
end of the
see
day, at the
how.
end of the day, at the end of the day, anytime speculation is recommend like brought up in the channel, always take it with a grain of salt because it means absolutely nothing until devs say it themselves.
Um,
But there is maybe a
there,
tiny bit of truth to it, but there may not be full truth to it.
there's always
There may not be any truth to it.
there's probably a tiny truth to it. The, just because
Like I
it's
said,
out there.
take it with a grain of salt because there may not be any truth
But
to it.
it'd be interesting to see if COD, if Activision does come out with whichever company's working on COD this year.
Yeah, but anything that's happening next year has no impact of what's happening this year.
No. What I'm saying is, so far we haven't seen anything about the COD supposed to
Like I
come out
said,
this
there's
year.
nothing that's happening in 2022 has no impact of a release
I'm not talking about
for the
2020.
next COD.
I'm not talking about 2022 now. I'm talking about the COD that was supposedly coming out this year. We haven't seen much about it. We don't know exactly if they're planning to release it at all this year.
That's why I said Battlefield 2042 because you're going off on a tangent and not really speaking about what we're really discussing is we don't have any information on it, which means Battlefield 2042 sounds more likely in October 22nd than COD in general coming out this year.
It's possible.
We have nothing on them. No, it's more likely because we have nothing on COD. Activision has a big fucking problem right now. Like a big fucking problem. Their devs don't want to work. Everyone in the company doesn't want to work. It's not likely to happen this year. This may work out in EA's favor right now because of all of the destructive behavior happening in Activision and all of its subsidiaries. All of its all of its companies underneath Activision have a problem. They have a major lawsuit that they have to handle. Their CEOs don't want to confess publicly of the issues going to acknowledge. They're refusing to acknowledge anything that's happening within in Activision in any of their companies. They don't want they're not going to confess to anything.
There we go.
And they're making this worse because none of their employees want to work. So if you don't have anyone working, how can you get a game out?
All right, so yeah, this would be our thoughts for for Battlefield. We'll definitely come up with a response video to the beta, and the final release when it comes. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below for any questions you have. Like and subscribe. Sign up for notifications to keep up with our latest releases of videos and content. And we'll see you guys next time.